Good morning, professors and everyone. Before I start my presentation, I'd like to ask you guys some questions. So, have you ever thought what would happen if there's no innovation, actually innovations? For example, you wake up in the morning. You wake up in the morning and you have to do almost everything by yourself. Do it manually. You have to light up your bedroom, and then you open the curtain by yourself, and sometimes you forget oversleep and you will be late for your school. So in another case, the second case, what would happen if almost everything would be predicted in would be supported by sensors. So for example, you wake up in the morning and a smart alarm would wake you up and by your favorite songs, and then a smart curtain would just open your windows, and then a smart kitchen would prepare your favorite food for breakfast, and you will be ready for school. A smart door here, just lock the door and protect your properties. So that's why I'm here today to talk to you a really interesting topic, IoT opportunities and challenges towards a smart and sustainable future. So I'm Hannah, a beautiful flower from STM. So my presentation will be divided into 5 main parts: a definition, application for the IoT, benefits, drawbacks, and then the conclusion, the future tendencies for the IoT. So to bring back some basic information about the IoT, so let's look at the screen, and then we'll start with a short reel clip here. I'm so sorry, but I don't know why, but it doesn't have the sounds. So I just want to start with this sentence only. Okay. So this is the background information. And then, as you can see here, the IoT is shaping the way we live our lives. And then, in the next part, I will give you some basic information about the term, the Internet of Things. So as you can see here, we have the device, robots, machineries, internet, or smartphones and laptops. And all these things would be connected by the sensors and remoted by the sensor. And for what they just monitor the surrounding environments, just like this one. And then the second one, they would report the status for the owner or the users. And then the second thing is they also receive some instruction by the users also. And sometimes they will take the action based on the information that they received. And what for? Because we see here, almost everything was just connected together, and we have the word integration. So what exactly the term integration means? So for example, you can use your smartphone and remote everything's in your house by an app, right? Or sometimes you can connect to the iCloud here or the computer and control it. And this one is for the function of the IoT. So we control everything by smartphone, right? So what exactly we want? The first thing, we want a simple process. Just like convenience, smart, really fast and convenient. Just with a click of mouse or just a touch on your phone so you can control it. And the second one is the efficient and productive. And the next one is improve the living standard or improve the life quality. And for the next part here, this is the whole picture for the Internet of Things. So as you can see here, we have smart transport, health, smart health. So for the postal office, and for the farming as well as smart home by using PC, iPad, laptop, and smartphone. And then for this slide, I would like to introduce some facts, just like some basic numbers and figures about the IoT. So as you can see here, currently we have 9 billion devices are connected with the internet and using or take advantages of the IoT and using on our daily basis. But for the next decades, maybe it will reach to 50 billions, from 50 billions to 1 trillion devices. And the economic impact that it creates is from 2.7 to 6.2 trillion US dollars in the year 2025. And then for this figure, I'd like to introduce top 10 the IoT implicators areas. So as you can see here, all the green colors is just show the increase. And we have the top 3 here for manufacturing, industrial, or transportation, mobility, or energy. And then for the next one, simply saying that we have 3 steps in the IoT. The first one, all the sensors, they would capturing the data from the object and then combine the information together in the cloud or the data network from and the next one is acting that information. Sometimes it just take immediately in action based on the information that they collected. And then for the next one, I will show you some examples of the IoT. So talking about the IoT, so we'll have the smart home, smart car, some wearable farming. In here, for example, for this picture, we have a smart kitchen. There's a prepare, it will know which food that you want to eat, and it will prepare for it. And this one is for the smart car. And then for the next one, this one is for farming. Because like some developing countries, just like Vietnam, we have a lot of farms. And if we can take advantages of the IoT, so farmers in developing countries, they can produce much more like products, right? And then catches the effectively and efficiency farming. And then for the next one, this one is for e-learning, or we say smart learning. So as you can see, since the COVID-19 pandemic appeared, so we just moved on O2O rate. So what is O2O stand for? We say offline to online, right? Yeah. So offline to online. Yeah. And then offline to online. And then we have to say that the IoT is more progressing than ever before. And then for the next part, I'd like to introduce some application of the IoT. So for this one, the bigger picture for the IoT. So as you can see here, we have almost everything in this picture. We have for the police, hospital, and even for the airline, and then for real estate, and for this one. This is our field. For this part, smart shipping, right? And then we have to conclude that. So almost everything has been applied for the IoT as well, yeah, on a daily basis. And this is the growth rate of the IoT spending in 2020. So the top 3 industry that apply the most of the IoT is in healthcare, insurance, education, and transportation. And this is the total number of devices for the connection with the IoT. So as you can see, the black line here is increased dramatically, right? And then this one, 41.2 here, this is the number of global active connections with the IoT. Yeah. And well, let's move on and let's talk about the benefits of the IoT. So the first one, we say all the all the devices are connected together, and then we can use it fast, convenient, and easy to use, right? And the second one is for saving time and costs or price. Because nowadays we have a lot of like alternative products, and then we can use it, and we have a lot of choices. And the next one is for the combination between the robot and human. And for the next one is for the health industry, because we are now building more and more international hospitals, and we're using state-of-the-art technology to treat the patients. And then for the next one is for security. We all want to protect our house and our properties, right? So the IoT can help us to lock the door automatically and protect our property from the theft. And for the next one is for industrial. For some production lines or some industrial activities, so it would connect all together and bring back the benefits for all people, like from ordinary businessmen, like politics, and even for the government as well, for the national economy. And apart from bringing back some benefits, we all have to deny that it also brings back a lot of drawbacks. So for the next part here, the first one I'd like to talk about the security. We all want to protect our personal or individual information rights. But sometimes if we are using our footprint or our Face ID or our smartphone, we have to log into the website, right? So sometimes our personal information is not secure. And for the second one, of course, when we have the IoT and we have the autonomous, and everything has been done by robots, so what about the job for humans? For some people who not well educated, just like workers, and some people who work in maybe in the industrial and in factories. So it will lead to unemployment rate increase, and lots of people cannot continue their work. And then for the next one, because it already has been set and connected together into a line, so a set. So with a small mistake that the IoT have, so uncontrollable damages could be happening. And for this one is really important for our society and for the younger generation nowadays. So as you can see here, I'm not lazy. I'm just highly motivated to do nothing. So why we have this sentence? Because the IoT means that we have the smartphone, we can entertain with our smartphone, and we don't have to do nothing. And even for preparing the dinner, we just have the smart kitchen, and we don't have to do anything, so that it would be lazy. It's really dangerous for youngest generation nowadays. So for these two slides, I just combine it into this table, advantages and disadvantages for the IoT. So the most important thing is we save time and efforts. And then for the second one is we improve our security in home and office. And we also take some benefits in terms of healthcare system or education system. And for disadvantages here, I just want to highlight that it would increase or it would the unemployment rate and highly independent on the internet. And then for the lack of securities and actions in some international standards for better communication, we are not focused on direct communication anymore, and then we just focus on our smartphone and the indirect communication methods. And then for the next part here, so what can you see from this picture? The first picture here, a whole family gathering together, right? But are they happy? As you can see here, the father is watching on his phone, maybe or TV, I think, and the mother here just using the computer, and the three childs, no one, they're using like gaming device or laptop or iPad, and even the dog, so the small dog here is also have its own iPad, right? No one talk to each other, and then can they feel the family feeling? No, right? And how about the second picture here? A whole family gathering together without using any electronic device and smart items. They just sit together, having lunch together, and just share their common interests. And then I like to back to yours family. So when was the last time that the whole family, dad, mom, and children sit together and no any smartphone, iPad on the table? Very long time ago, right? So I like to just say we just focus too much on the internet and depend on it. And we have to focus some really simple moments in life, the family feeling. Just being over the moon, being happy, right? Being excited with our parents, our siblings, and stop using phone and tablets or iPads. And for the next part, the IoT, it brings thousands of benefits for people from all walks of life, right? From children, students, workers, and police, almost even teachers, right? So almost everyone can benefit from it. And the most important thing I want to highlight here is the IoT, it improves the living standard, of course, right? And the second one, it makes the life much more easier. And it also brings back some comfort and convenience because we just like really compact items, so we can control almost everything surrounding us, even in the house, in the classroom, or in the office. And then it also leads to some tendencies for automations, even in the shipping or just in the industrial activities, and raising the labor productivity by increasing effective and efficiencies. But however, it also have to be concerned about the environmental problems, because if we just focus on the economic and we forget the environment, so how about our mother nature? And how about our mother earth? It's also hurt a lot, right? Because of the amount of carbon dioxide that we release into the air, because we're not care about it, and when we not take care for our mother nature, so what will happen? We lose it, right? And because it's also is our living environment and our living habitat, right? So just remember, economics and environment should come together. We should go together. And then this is some facts or some future numbers or figure about the IoT. And as you can see here, it's for the global IoT markets forecast. So the same here, it will be increased dramatically, at least in the year 2025 here, with 5G or wireless or some other impacts. And the same, this is the number. That one is for the criteria, and this one is for the number of devices. It's also increased much more sharply, right, until the year like 2030. And for this part, this one is for blockchain and IoT. So what will happen if we combine blockchain and the IoT together? And we have like for security, we have smartphone security, and the most important thing here is for tracking shipments. Tracking shipment is really important part in shipping industry, because if we know the shipping routes and we can shorten it, or we can control the amount of speed so that the amount of carbon dioxide of the ship would be limited or should be eliminated as well. So for the last part here, I just have one sentence to say. So the big war is right here, right there, waiting for us to discover. So if not Earth, who? If not now, when? Are you ready to discover the world of the IoT? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. This is my presentation. So thanks for listening.